The Calgary Flames have a plethora of grade A prospects, and their development and talent is essentially what is keeping fans optimistic about the future of the organization. Well, we have a perfect prospect update with many playing well in a big decision to be made at the NHL level. We're going to get into all that more in this video, but first I want to welcome you to Flames Digest. I'm Mark Griffith. If you're new around here and you love the Flames, make sure you subscribe so you can stay up to date on all the latest news, updates, reports, and rumors revolving around your Calgary Flames. We would love to welcome you to the Flames Digest family, and who doesn't love, a prospects video? We got the farm report going. Do the Flames themselves still call it that? I remember I used to read the farm report when I was just a young tot learning how to read, essentially, but let's start. We've gotten some bad prospect news lately, obviously with Cullen Potter out for the rest of the season. Really sucks for him, wishing him the best in his recovery. So let's start with some really positive news here. And where else would we start than with Ethan Wittenbach? He is having an incredible season, as the win column's pointing out here. So they write, Ethan Wittenbach's incredible season has continued as the Flames' 2025 fifth round pick has officially been nominated for the Hobey Baker Award. Insane for a fifth rounder, came out of absolutely nowhere to have one of the best seasons a freshman, has had in a very long time, at least one so unexpected. So a huge congratulations to him. Is he going to win the award? There is a chance. I don't think he's the favorite for sure, but there is a chance he could actually win the Hobey Baker, which would be super, super cool. Who was the last one we had? Wasn't it actually Adam Fox? What happened there? I could be wrong about that completely. But again, huge congratulations to Wittenbach here. More good news is that Cole Reshney is playing absolutely insane. So Blasty Prospects, they point out Cole Reshney has been lights out since returning to UND from the World Juniors. He's currently on a 3-game point streak, all multi-point games, and has won 21 of 39 draws for 53%. That's pretty good. That's better than what our guys are doing at the NHL level for the most part. So this was actually from last week's Prospect of the Week, not this current one. I know it's already Friday. It seems like it's a long time ago, but still, in 2 games, he had a goal, 3 assists for 4 points. He has been really, really good. Slow start to the year for sure. Not denying that, especially production-wise, but has been obviously very excellent over the past few months and was awesome at the World Juniors as well when kind of given that opportunity as well. Another thing here, let's talk about the newest prospect in the system, Abram Wiebe, in the Rasmus Andersson trade. So he said, I'm super pumped to be part of this organization now. It's a pretty cool opportunity, something you always want to hear. So that's from the newest Flames prospect, Abram Wiebe. Checks in to talk about the trade that brought him into the fold and his season with North Dakota. A full article came out from the Flames, of course. The one other quote, I guess that stuck with me, was this one here. So Wiebe said he's looking forward to being part of Calgary's prospect pipeline, which is awesome. So he said, Vegas is a team that's very dominant and always looking for players for a cup run. Wiebe said, are you saying Calgary isn't? Oh my goodness. I continue by saying, I think going to a team like this, there's a lot more opportunity for me down the road. It's pretty cool a team traded for me. I think it shows they wanted me. Talking to the coaches and everything, they think it's a better spot for me. I think so too. Obviously, I'm super excited for the opportunity and excited to start working with the coaches and the staff. And we're happy to have him, whether he really does develop and gets a contract with the Flames or not. We're happy to have him around, of course. It's just another piece in Craig Conroy's big puzzle that he can utilize in whatever way. Wiebe still has trade value if need be for a trade. If not, always good to just keep on building the pipeline. We have so many. Surely at least one of them will be an absolute grand slam, if not a few home runs in there. So excited to have Wiebe around. Now, the main prospect, I guess we can say, in our system is still Zane Parekh, of course. So Western Hockey Scout, who does so much of just junior coverage, scouting, I suppose, obviously not professionally, but either way. So they point out the Calgary Flames expected goals for percentage leaders over the last 2 seasons. It's honestly insane Rory Cairns isn't on this team. Yeah, he's second in there with quite a few games played. Zane Parekh can't play defense is also so overblown, albeit a small sample size. Flames should try to get a haul for Coleman, basically Calgary's best play driver the last 2 years. And yes, it's an advanced stat, but it really does show those underlying numbers and the underlying play. So Sammy Honzek, because of how good he was before he got hurt this year, was really high up there for the expected goals for percentage. Rory Cairns, as we've seen up there, Mantha is hilarious. Talk about small sample size. Parekh too, Sunyev as well in just 1 game, and then Coleman, because he's the only one on there who doesn't have a small sample size. I totally agree. The underlying numbers the stuff that isn't just, goals, assists, really shows that Coleman is a play driver and is on the ice making an impact for sure, both offensively and defensively, of course. So yeah, the Flames, I mean, if Conroy's making any calls, just bring up the expected goals for percentage and it'll change everything. Who the heck cares about points when it comes to a trade? But either way, that was something neat to point out. And yeah, the narrative about Parekh sucks on defense is quite overblown. I agree as well. Now, speaking of Parekh, that's where this kind of, I guess, slight dilemma comes in for the Flames, but it's a good dilemma to have, and it's pointed out by Paige here. So Paige says, when Zane Parekh has completed his conditioning stint with the Wranglers, he'll need a spot. That spot may be Hunter Brustevich's. However, a move like this can be mutually beneficial. Not going to go over the whole article, but it is true. Once Parekh is done with the Wranglers, awesome that he's doing his conditioning stint. Once he's done, whose place does he take on the Flames? Or does he even go to the Flames? Well, I mean, you'd think so. But either way, short-term thinking. This is skipping super far down the article here. So short-term thinking. The Olympic break is coming up, and both these guys can play up until then. Parekh can play up to 5 games in the AHL and only has 1 so far. The Wranglers play on Saturday and Monday, then on January 30th and 31st. That gives Brustevich the rest of the month along the Flames' depth. And Parekh his full conditioning allocation. Parekh may only need the next 2 games for the Laval Rocket series, but that will to be determined. Will he go the full length of what a conditioning stint does allow? If transactions are coming for these 2 defensemen, it's likely an early February move. Give Brustevich the first 3 Wranglers games in the first week of the month. Then he'll also have the chance to play in up to 6 other games in February while the NHL is on the Olympic break. For Brustevich to be playoff eligible for the Wranglers, he'll need to be on the AHL roster at the NHL deadline on March 6th. Timing-wise, it seems to make sense for this assignment. So yeah, Brustevich can keep that spot for now. Once Parekh is back, Brustevich goes down to the Wranglers. Parekh stays with the Flames. I'm not sure I fully agree with this, but it's definitely a way to go about it for sure. That's realistic. Now, Hunter Brustevich and Zane Parekh are protected assets to this organization right now and have a great window here to play meaningful games and minutes to be prepared for a brighter future for the Flame squad in their journey to become contenders again. As we know, both of these guys are almost paramount in that way. We obviously traded for Brustevich and used Parekh with a top 10 pick, so they're both very meaningful. Yeah, I guess that's where the article ends in that case for this. But let me know what you think. Do you think Zane Parekh should come back, take Brustevich's spot? Would you rather just have Brustevich continue to develop and try and find something else for Parekh? Do you move someone else out, like a White Cloud? I know a lot of people don't want to do that, but a lot of people do want to do that. Do you move him out? Parekh goes in with Ball and Brustevich gets to stay? There's so many different ways that this can go, obviously, but yeah, let me know what you think below, what the Flames should do with both Parekh and our boy Hunter Brew here. Now, let's get into tonight's game as the Flames are back in action once again at the Dome, continuing this homestand. They just faced Sidney Crosby and the Pittsburgh Penguins, and now they face Alex Ovechkin and the Washington Capitals. This one goes at 7 p.m. down at the Dome. Now, obviously, last game there was no Jonathan Huberdeau. He kind of was out last minute with, day-to-day type thing. Well, Jonathan Huberdeau was back on the ice this morning for the morning skate. He is expected to return tonight versus Washington after missing Wednesday with a lower body injury. Johnny Beecher also on the ice. He hasn't played since January 3rd with an upper body injury. So the Flames getting healthier, as we know. Huberdeau healthy. Looks like Beecher's healthy. We know Pospisil finally just got healthy again. So that forward core, who the heck knows what Ryan Huska is going to do with all of that. There's guys like Kirkland and stuff who might not be playing too many more games for the Flames down the road. But of course, we'll see. Other thing to note is Dustin Wolf was between the starters pipes this morning for the skate, which almost always means you are going to be the starting goalie, but then he stayed later after practice with the healthy scratches as well. So kind of interesting there, but you can expect Wolf, but don't be shocked if it is Cooley between the pipes tonight. Now, let's get into the comment of the day to wrap up this video, as we love to do here on the channel. Comes from yesterday's video, of course, and this one here comes from Mickey Moonrock. It says, I have one jersey, number 79. I always found it ironic his initials were MF after what he did to Bieksa. Flames Nation will always remember you, 79. Yes, Michael Furlan, what a time that was. One of my favorite hockey games I've ever been to was Game 3 against Vancouver in that first round 2015 when he literally just ended BX's career. Absolutely awesome. That's a safe way to go for a jersey. I know a lot of people are saying, I don't know who to get at this point. Should I just get a blank one or a 0-0 with anybody? Yeah, it's always good to kind of get a legend. You're always safe with, Iggy, McDonald, one of those guys, of course, but hey, a Furlan is great as well. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe to what you saw here today and have a wonderful rest of your day.